think a lot of people might be quite hesitant when it comes to building their own properties, just because obviously we've had quite a lot of bad press in the past with regard to illegal builds inland, more so,
Yeah.
and the problems there. And I think it's kind of it's made it.
They
cast a bit of a-
try to come to a point where they say, well, now everything is legal, and from there you can continue, but it's not at that point yet. So now they try to arrange things with AFO's, for example, to make illegal properties or partly illegal properties. They don't make them legal, but they just say, well, if you have the AFO, then we won't.
It's a protection of sorts.
Yeah,
isn't
we
it?
won't
From any
penalise you anymore.
any
or whatever.
exactly any fines or anything that they could.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sort of puts a cap on it, let's say, as opposed to.
That's
fully
the idea.
legalise
Yeah.
it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, especially people who are coming to Spain, they should prepare themselves much better than they do now. How many times I don't know how many times people walk in the office and they say, I'm looking for a property. What kind of property? I don't know, if it's cheap.
What have you got? So
Yeah,
I'll tell you what I've got.
The thing is, and then
start from zero, don't you?
and then they found a property that I like, and then they say, yeah, the asking price is X, but what do you think they will sell it for? Yeah, I don't know. I work as an estate agent for the seller, so if you would like to have market value, then just ask another estate agent who helps you buying a property, because obviously you don't know how it works. That's the thing. People think too light without knowing anything about the Spanish laws.
Too what? Too lightly, yeah.
Too lightly.
Yeah.
Without knowing anything about the Spanish laws, without speaking the language, that they can buy a property in Spain. Where if they are buying a property in wherever, in their own country, then they use another estate agent, they have a valuation report, they would like to have a building or an architect, whatever,
exactly.
and then they come to Spain and they would like to do it themselves.
And yeah, that doesn't
What's
make
the point of it?
Yes. Oh really? Well, let's go.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. No. Well, they one of the expressions I think is a sweet one is that they often say is people leave their brains at the airport.
Yeah.
Because they just turn up and it's like, well, luckily you've landed on my doorstep because I'll look after you. But there are cases where people do get taken for a bit of a ride, and you just think, yeah, no, you do have to be careful. You do have to think it through. I find though that people are doing much more research on the internet, their homework, much better. I mean, this
Looking for properties that they would like to see, yes.
Yes, yeah. Narrowing it down, that's where I come in.
Yeah.
Because obviously we know the area, the differences with the types of property with regards to how they want to live. Like you say, if they're locking up and going, well, why have a pool? These kind of factors that helps bring it right down to sort of reality, really, isn't it? Budget and
for the property and the location, yes, of
the
course,
location.
they can find everything on the internet. But the real problems or the buying part starts after they have found the property they like, and then come the questions. Well, they just watch too much television. How long is the property on the market? Why would you like to know that? It's not important.
Yeah. That's a classic question.
I can make a silly offer because I'm a cash buyer. Why? If the seller, if you need as a buyer, if you need a mortgage, then the seller will wait a little bit as long as he gets paid.
Actually, I just last night I received an email from somebody saying, where can you please send me the location of this villa, and I would like to make an offer of 200,000. This is for a villa of 350. I'm like, hang on a minute, hang on. So you don't know where it is, and you're going in 150k under.
No.
How do you phrase that politely?
Just reject it. That's it.
Well, thank you so much for that email.
Yeah.
Here's the link and check it out. But